Today we are going to talk about setting up a poster in InDesign. So if you use Adobe InDesign, it's the pink icon on the desktop with the words ID for InDesign. It's the easiest program for making posters as it's very similar to Microsoft Word in terms of layout and text, and then it has the added bonus of the Adobe benefits for when it comes to actually doing the photo side of the poster. So you're going to create a new document and tell the poster, the page, what side you want the poster to be. So you only need one page for this. InDesign makes books, which is why it has multiple pages options. But you know that you don't want a letter because that's a small paper, legal, tabloid. They're all going to be too small. So think about the size of the poster you actually want. So I would like my poster to be a vertical poster, and I'm going to have it be 22 inches wide by 34 inches wide. Notice when I type the inches, the 34 IN, when I hit tab, it converts it to picas. Don't worry about that. It still will keep the actual resolution that you'd like. Columns are there for laying out your page. They don't print, but they're really helpful when you're actually laying out your page. So I'm going to have two columns. The margin represents you don't want text too close to the edge. So I'm going to say that 1 inch the whole way around. I don't want to have text, so I make sure that this box is created. And then if you're having a background color, it's nice to always bleed the background a little bit so that it runs right the way off the poster. So if I hit OK now, here is my poster. Now, obviously, this looks like there's way too much going on already, so sometimes it's easier to just go into preview to see what it's going to print like. So view, screen mode, preview is how it will print. The normal view allows me to see the document. The black line is where it cuts. The red line is that bleed that I said, that if I want my color to run all the way to the edge. And this column, again, is only here for you to lay out the page. So it's not actually going to print, but it's to give you a visual of the halfway down the center mark. To add text, you go to the left cursor, the T tool, and you can click and drag a text box like you would in any Microsoft program as well, an Adobe program. When you are typing your text, if the text appears small or unlegible, you need to go to the top where it's called your Properties panel. So here you can choose your format of text, your size of text, and if you notice that 72 is still not big enough, just actually type in a number that you plan on using. Okay? If you'd like your text bolded, and if the text is available bolded, the option will be under the word regular here. Some texts, though, are not available bolded, so if you would like a bolded text, you'll have to look for the text to see if that will work. And then if you'd like it centered, or right aligned, left aligned, all the options are available here for you. To change the color, you just simply click the black T to choose the color you so desire. If you write it and you know that your text box isn't big enough, you can just grab the black cursor to resize the poster text box. See, is it going to fit on one line? Oh, so close. So if I know that I want it to be one line, I'm going to just try making it a little bit smaller, my font. There's my magic number. So this is my poster. Not so interesting yet, but if I right-click the text box, there's an option for effects, and here I can make it look a little more fancy. So for example, a bevel and emboss, and it doesn't matter which one you select, they'll all provide you the same list. If you hit preview, you can see what the bevel and emboss looks like. If you don't like that, you can go through each one and try different modes. Now, just clicking the check mark gives you the default setting, but if you click the word, you're provided with a whole menu, and you can actually get more specific on all the things that you would like to do. If you're happy, you hit OK. To add a background, you need to make sure it goes behind your text. So in your layers, and if you don't see it here, you go Window, Layers. You just add this new layer icon, you click, and put that layer behind your text. Now I'd like to have a solid color. So here are my options for shape. There's that rectangle tool. And I would like the color to bleed, so I'm going to go from red box all the way red box by clicking my left cursor and dragging down. I don't see a color now. That's because up here, as you can see, it says no color. So you simply double click it, and you'll be able to choose your color from the color wheel, whichever color you so wish. Trying to think of what would match my other text posts I put in. So there is my color. If you find that you want your color there but not to be so prevalent, you can change the opacity of your color so it's just kind of in the background and not so prevalent. To add pictures to this page, you have a couple options. You have to make a picture frame that the picture is going to go in. Hide that. So if you'd like a picture to go on the left-hand side here, or right-hand side, you could use the picture frame tool. And there's this rectangle, ellipse, which is kind of circular or oval, and then the polygon. Select the one you want, and when you click and drag, it creates that shape. And now to place a photo in this box, you can do File, Place, or you can also see the shortcut is Command D, and you'll be provided with what picture do you want. So you get to choose your picture, and your picture will add into the picture frame. Like when I say that and it doesn't work. Let's see why it didn't work. Let's investigate. Links. Oh, it's the format of the picture. Sorry. So let's delete that for a sec. So let me make my picture frame. Command D. And it was set for web, and this is not web. So we're just going to grab another picture. And there's my picture. Now, if you ever find that your picture doesn't match the size of your picture frame, it's really easy to fix. So the white cursor moves the picture in the picture frame. And if I hold Shift, it keeps it scaled. And I can actually resize it to be in the picture frame. Notice how the picture is the blue line, which is obviously bigger than the frame. If I want to resize the frame, the black cursor resizes the frame. So I'm able to resize the frame at any time. If I'm happy with how my white cursor picture frame sits in my picture, and I want to resize the two together, I grab the black cursor, and I hold Shift and Command, and I can drag the picture together, and it will resize them as a unified shape. When you're moving your object, you just use the black cursor again to place it wherever you want. Now earlier I said you have multiple options when it comes to your picture frame. So if you don't want a set shape, you can actually use the pen tool to create any fun shape you so desire. I'm just going to create something random just to show you the extreme of the shapes. So if you wanted to get really fancy, you could create a really fancy shape. But as soon as you have a closed shape, when you hit Command D and find the picture you plan on adding, a different picture, it creates a picture frame to the shape of the pen tool that you simply just created. So any shape can be, any shape could be used for your picture frame. And just like when we right-clicked the text, if you right-click the picture frame, the same effects menu applies. And I'll show you what that looks like. So if I wanted to add an effect to my picture frame, I can still do that to the picture frame just as I did the text. A feathered edge is always sometimes nice because it creates a haloed edge to the picture. And I'll zoom in so you can see that. So it doesn't just be sharp edging, it'll go dissolving into the picture. So if you want to see what your picture starts looking like, and I know this looks very random, I'm just trying to show you random things you can do. If you want to start seeing what your picture looks like and you're having a hard time envisioning it with all the frames, at any time you go to View, Screen Mode, Preview, and you'll be able to see what your poster is currently looking like. Okay? So I'm just going to end there. If you have questions, always send me an email. I can make another video.